Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Rose. All right, pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting is given in the revised annual meeting notice was emailed to the Herald News, the Record Office of County Clerk, and posted on the PCCC website and bulletin boards on November 15th, 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Roll call.
One letter, Rep. Rothman.
We're expecting.
Trustee Otter, absent. Trustee Draper, absent. Trustee Martinez, please deny. Trustee Moody, absent. Trustee Nutter. I see Trustee Nutter is on Zoom. Trustee Poe, absent. Trustee Ramirez.
Trustee Nutter's here.
Thank you, Hardy. Trustee Smith.
Present.
You. Vice Chair Pettis.
Present.
Chairman Moore.
Present. Okay, first order of business in consideration of the minutes of the June 27th Board of Trustees meeting. Are there any corrections to the minutes? We have none. Could I have a motion to approve resolution number 1, approval of the minutes of May, June 27th, 2023. Second.
Then Trustee Ramirez.
Trustee Ramirez, yes. Okay.
All right. Roll call on approval of the minutes. Trustee Diaz-Canay.
Yes.
Trustee Nutter.
Yes.
Trustee Poe. Trustee Ramirez.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Vice Chair Pettis. And Chairman Markey.
Yes.
Minutes are approved.
All right.
All right, first up, we're in Wanacue, so we're going to ask Lisa Jones first, who, as you won't know, runs our campus here, just to welcome you.
Pleasure to have you as always. I know some of you were just here recently for now. But it's good to have you. Thank you for coming.
All right, and next, we are happy to have Esperati here, who is with our music program at Wanacue. We're really trying to build a award-winning music program here. We have got incredible equipment, which I know you will talk about. But please.
Hi, hello, everybody. Welcome. I've been teaching here. This is my 8th year. I teach relationship classes, and we're very proud of our campus here and our music department. It is equipped with all the technology that we need, and we offer 2 degrees for our students. And I have this PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to share with you. I should share my. This is our studio back to the music department. Actually, our coordinator, couldn't be able to participate. So and this is the information basis. All of almost 3 billion. And this is also and this is key the add in addition to the tutor that happened last year, and it helped lots of our students, especially those with special needs. We paid close attention to them because I was able to have more hours and was trained with Perkins grant to help with and assist with technology aspects. In addition to the musicianship classes, meaning music theory, piano, ear training, fundamentals, in addition to music technology, technology. Now, the disease and this gives our students the option to in addition to other subjects, they transfer to career college. They can whatever major they wish, whether if they want to stay with music and pick one of the fields like music education, music performance, music management, or pursue like an English degree or history. Okay, so this liberal arts degree is a great one, and it opens the door for our students to keep up with music and pursue that major or go with education or any other major they wish for. The other degree that we also, and this is the class that goes for the 8A, the music study. Music fundamentals, applied, theory 1 and 2, functional piano 1 and 2, ear training 1 and 2. The next second degree that we offer, which is AAS, it's Associate in Applied Science. And this is what we specialize with. We prepare our students here. This is a music technology. Be hands-on once they finish completing their associate degree. So they can be out in the field, on their hand, and just ready to work. In fact, I myself encourage my niece to earn a degree in AAS, Musical Technology Science, Applied Science, and now she works in a studio and she makes great money that she doesn't even want to wish to pursue the bachelor, complete her bachelor. So we offer a great thing with this, and we are with the high-tech equipment here at the Wanakee campus. The courses that involves, as you can see, in the fundamental introduction to music technology, all 3 levels of music theory, all 3 levels of piano, all 3 levels of ear training, all 3 levels of audio engineering from 1 to 3, in addition for our students, and that's where they're going to graduate, and we assign them to studios, complete their internship in professional setting, along with our studios here. Recently, we have advisory meeting committee, music technology advisory committee, and it is to actually connect with the community. The members of this committee are, along with Professor Ayala, me, and I would like to be the chair of the committee, who are technology, George Hellman, Dr. McDonald, who is the department chair of the music program at Madison University, and Dr. Brian Howell, also the coordinator of music technology at Montclair State University. In addition, who teaches the audio and James actually in studio, and he always welcomes our students. Now we have our students here, David Barkins, who graduating now. He graduated and he's going to William Patterson. In the past years, we helped all of our students who graduating to report their audition and help with the process to move on to a 4-year university with her. And especially we made that big connection with the 2 closest one, William Patterson and Montclair. And David can tell you a little bit about what happened here, what he experienced in our music department. So go for it, David.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
So this music department was excellent for the fact that President Ryan just mentioned. We're starting with the recording. It was very big that Professor Connie and President Allen took their time out of that to help me, with that, with the location, actually, rest of the company with the placement tax, also for the location. We worked out, we put all our control maybe into this together, and it was one team effort. And police department assigned the actual courses for the degree is a very supportive environment. It's very welcoming, and President Ronnie and President Allen, he currently to us that run this, while also ensuring that they have a high understanding of the concepts, and specifically for me, President Ronnie has exposed me to a wide range of world music, well, music part of the world. It's very fascinating. I basically am exact, yeah, but as so at the time with this department, I looked at some of the styles, and this music department does an excellent job of mastering a lot of different styles. And while musician, regardless of where they are in their experience, to either just get started and get money together, or something like me, less familiar, to want to launch their lives and be really and very good.
Thank you very much. We hope David to report his audition to William Harrison University, and he's going to start this semester. And I was just going to share an excerpt in a minute. And this was what I provided for. I did violin. Professor Ayala played the bass. Another student played the drum, and we all helped David to record his audition for the very much. Thank you. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Any questions? Have any questions for us?
We're very proud of the program, and it's another one of those programs that leads directly to jobs.
Yep.
When you take the music technology program, as you've heard, there are great jobs out there, and our students are well prepared when they leave the program, and we're very proud of it.
Thank you very much. David is not even a music major, he's education major, but we also
wow.
we welcomed him to and we helped him with all what we. My last student last year, Olive Martinez, who is a violinist, and he started from scratch here with me. He won a $9,000 scholarship to William Patterson, and now he's pursuing his music technology degree over there. So we try to put all of our effort to help our students. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. And we're going to go into the. No, that's not a good.
No, I don't know.
I think we'll do it under the report, under chairman's report.
Okay, good.
Okay. So 9 out of 10 trustees filled out a self-assessment of how they felt the board was functioning. I had sent it to all the trustees earlier today, so everybody who's on Zoom should have this as well. And this gives you a sense of where the board believes we are in terms of how it's functioning. And we had an executive committee meeting earlier this week and went over this in some more detail. And Chairman, you want to say what we thought would be a good idea?
Yeah, I think one of the things we said at the executive committee meeting is we'd like to do an off-site retreat. And we looked at the date of a Saturday on September 20th, 30th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we still wanted to get the feedback from the board as to whether that date is good. And we'll also pick a location once we get the response.
Right.
So if you can respond back, look at your calendars and see if the September 30th date works for you as well, that'll be really helpful. Obviously, we could do the Patterson campus,
We could do Public Safety Academy.
Public Safety Academy.
That's been the tradition through we haven't had a retreat in a while pre-COVID, so since COVID, we haven't had a retreat. So we used to go to the Public Safety Academy, but there's nothing. We can go anywhere.
Go anywhere.
But we think this is important. We think it's a good time for the board to take a look at itself, decide whether we possibly should, I am going to recommend to the board that we set up at least a finance committee of the board, which I think is important these days. Some of you may have read what's been going on in some other colleges. They actually just passed a law the last week of June, which was kind of a surprise to us, which poor Stephen Hardy, who's at a conference today, learning about our new computer system, he has to get training. Being a chief fiscal officer, every chief fiscal officer has to go for training from the state in order, I guess, to learn how to. I'm not sure why. Because he had trouble in one college, so now they want all of us to do something. And in this legislation, which I don't know if Mike's read it yet, it says that Stephen is obligated, or the chief fiscal officer is obligated, to come to the board directly if he feels it's necessary to bring fiscal information to the board. And yes,
Yeah.
correct, because that was the problem. That was the problem that happened. And if you may have read, there was a controller's report of what happened at NJCU. And one of the things was you had a chief fiscal officer who had recommended something to the president, and the president chose not to share it with the board or to honor it. And obviously they got in a lot of very deep fiscal problems. And, that's what happened.
And I think that one of the things that all the board members can do is look at this periodic self-assessment results and read through it. And then if you have questions, we could discuss them at the retreat.
Okay.
So this way, there's issues, whether it's just one committee that's formed or.
And we can talk about how we can. Do you like the way these board meetings are run? Would you like to run differently? I will tell you that years and years ago, we had 2 meetings a month. I'm not recommending that, but we did have 2 meetings a month, and we, made the decision, that we could do everything in one night, not 2 nights a month. But that was, a decision that a board made back then. And we could help figure that stuff out.
Exactly.
Yep, so in here you have Carl Perkins Career and Technical Education Grant. So much of the equipment that is purchased for the music program is purchased through this Carl Perkins. This is a federal program. We receive about $800,000, a little more than $800,000 a year from this. So we're able to buy the only programs they can support are programs which lead directly to career employment. So the associated applied science programs mostly. So the nursing program, this music technology program, other programs like it, and so a lot of the equipment, we have a recording studio back here in this building, which is as good as any commercial recording studio that you're going to find anywhere. And, what's always been important is that our students train on the best equipment, because when you go out to the real world, a good recording studio has professional equipment, and we want our students trained on that type of equipment. So whether you're, in the computer science department and learning, we want you to learn on state-of-the-art computers. And when you're in the music program, we want you to learn on state-of-the-art equipment. So that's where that goes. All right, purchases of goods and services. I don't think there's anything in here that's unusual. So we'll happy to answer any questions about that. A lot of the things this month are the type of things that, for the year. I always bring this up every year. Gas and electric service. Last month you saw the presentation from our vendor who was talking about how much we can potentially save. Well, this shows you that we're spending $1.775 billion for PSE&G and the Jersey Central Power and Light and UGI Electric Energy Services, which is a third-party vendor. So $1.775 billion, and they think we can save $750,000 a year. That's pretty significant. So, Mike, shared services agreement.
Sure. So a year and a half ago, we entered into a shared services agreement with the Borough of Paramus for the repair of our fire public safety academy, fire academy. There's not too many places that can do this kind of work, and Paramus is one of them. And so a year ago, we entered into a shared service, about a year and a half ago, we entered into a shared services agreement. It came up for renewal last year, and I thought we had done everything and put it on the agenda, but apparently it slipped through the cracks, and perhaps that was for the signed agreement. So this is basically the same agreement as we had last time, a few adjustments to prices because of the inflation. So I recommend approval of that. The other item under business is lease amendment and extension. The foundation-owned building that is at the corner of Broadway and Church. We have childcare facility in there. We have our adjunct faculty office. The foundation was able to buy the property using a lease with us to show a bank that they could borrow money to support the mortgage. When the mortgage is up, I'm not exactly sure when that is, we'll continue to lease the property from the foundation, and that income to the foundation will allow them to offer more scholarships and support for our students. The lease was a 15-year lease originally. It came up June 30, so that I don't have to answer a dozen questions from the auditor. We drafted an amendment and extension with a revised rental or lease payment schedule. And I recommend approval of that. Sorry?
I didn't see a cost on that.
There should have been a schedule to the lease.
Oh, yeah.
That had rent.
I see it.
Yes.
Cash, yeah.
Yes.
So that's something that Stephen Hardy did.
I think before we go into executive session, we should get to meet our new alumni rep.
Yes.
Hello?
Would you like to introduce yourself to the board and tell us?
They can see. Yes, you just need to project.
Hi everyone, my name is Lija Rahman. I'm just I just graduated from PCC with an associate degree in business administration. And currently I'm working in the academic affairs as a technical assistant for Juvenile Court. And I'm so happy to be here. And I'm your new alumni.
And what are you doing this fall?
Taking a gap year.
Taking a gap year, that's good. I was at a conference last week in Washington, and there was a big talk of how many students are taking gap years, whether with directly out of high school or after college. It's become a very common thing.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of remember in our time, most of our time, that was not a thing. That was not something that anybody did, and it's become very, very common. And you're talking about the fact that, you know, when you're looking at enrollments in college and you're down everywhere or across the country, that's one of the reasons.
I'm wondering if they're gonna be tracking data on that.
This group I'm with, the EAD,
Oh, the research for that?
is doing that.
That's good, 'cause I was, and then to see if they actually, if the gap year.
Yep, no, they are.
That's awesome.
So we are very happy to have. Yep.
Board will meet in executive session for approximately 20 minutes. Discuss personnel, contract matters, and matters protected by attorney-client privilege. No action will be taken in executive session.
Motion to the session. The resolution to go in closed session,
is going on?
Move it. Okay, all right, on the motion to adopt resolution number 3. Consent agenda. Trustee Giordano.
Yeah.
Trustee Nutter.
Yes.
Trustee Ramirez.
Sorry, Mike, but you all were completely muted for about a minute. So everything you just discussed, some of us did not hear.
Correct.
There's a motion on the table to approve resolution number 3, the consent agenda, which is the personnel matters, the matters of purchase of goods and services, the Carl Perkins grant, the shared services agreement with Paramus, and the lease amendment and extension agreement with the College Foundation. So,
Thank you.
and personnel, I think I said that. But
Okay.
And personnel.
Okay.
So with that, Trustee Ramirez,
Yes.
you, Trustee Smith,
Yes.
Trustee Dennis,
Yes.
Chairman Marco.
Yes. Okay, are there any remarks from the public? None? Are there any remarks from the trustee?
I'm glad that we're continuing with tutor.com.
Okay,
Cost a lot of money, but I think it's well worth it.
Yep.
okay. We have a motion to adjourn the meeting. Motion?
Go.
Second, roll.
Trustee Giordano.
Yeah.
Trustee Nutter,
Yes.
Trustee Ramirez,
Yes.
Trustee Smith,
Yes.
Vice Chair Dennis,
Yes.
Chairman Marco.
Yes.
And just remind everyone, get back to us whether September 30th work for a retreat.
Want an email?
Saturday. Email would be great.
Any,
Okay, got it.
both things, though, whatever,
In my,
or you can help right now.
yeah, I tell you right now. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I'll have a little when I work.
Okay.
Yeah, already put it on the calendar. It's only for one.
Joel, thank you. Jared, thank you. Hart, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye,
Thank you.
Trustee Ramirez.